Why can't we get married? Johnny asked the priest, confusion and desperation clouding his voice. It had been a bright, promising morning in Jos. The air was crisp, with a soft harmattan breeze dusting the trees and ruffling the flower arrangements outside St. Dominic's Church. Guests in colorful traditional attire filled the church grounds, chatting and laughing while ushers guided them inside the spacious auditorium adorned with white ribbons and golden drapes. Everything about the day promised celebration. Johnny had met Oyifie back at Kaduna Polytechnic. Though they were in different departments, their paths crossed often. What began as casual conversation soon blossomed into a friendship that deepened into love. They had promised each other forever. After graduation, they would get married and start a family. Their parents had met, blessings had been given, and Jos was chosen as the wedding venue to honor Oyifie's mother. The day had finally come. While friends and family settled into pews, the parents waited outside the priest's office, expecting the bride and groom to emerge any moment. Birds chirped overhead, the church bells echoed faintly in the background, and laughter carried from the reception area where caterers prepared for the celebration. Suddenly, a joyful shriek pierced the air. "Wow! You are here!" Madam Grace exclaimed, embracing her old friend Madam Ruth. "It's been years. I'm so glad you made it." Madam Ruth smiled warmly. "My friend's daughter is getting married, and she insisted I come." "Well, my son Johnny is the groom," Madam Grace said proudly. "He's the one I adopted from your maternity home." "God bless you, Madam Ruth." As they chatted, Madam Ruth's eyes caught another familiar face. "Excuse me," she said softly, moving swiftly toward Madam Jane. Their reunion was filled with just as much joy until Madam Jane casually mentioned, "My adopted daughter, Oyifie, is getting married today. That's why I wanted you here, Ruth." Time froze. Madam Ruth's handbag slipped from her hand and hit the floor with a dull thud. She clutched her head, lips parted in disbelief. The sunlight suddenly seemed too harsh, the laughter from the church too distant, too cruel. Before anyone could ask what was wrong, she rushed like a woman possessed into the priest's office. "Stop the wedding," she cried. The priest, startled, asked why. She leaned in and whispered a truth that made his face drain of color. Moments later, he summoned Johnny, Oyifie, and their families back into the office. The joyous chatter outside continued, unaware of the storm brewing within. "I'm very sorry," the priest began, avoiding everyone's eyes. "The wedding cannot take place." "What do you mean?" Johnny stood, his voice calm but firm. "Why can't we get married?" The priest raised his eyes slowly. "You are siblings. You share the same biological parents." A stunned silence followed. "What?" Johnny's voice cracked. "Priest, please, tell us this is a joke," Oyifie whispered, tears welling in her eyes. "I wish it were," the priest said, his voice heavy with sorrow. "I'm so sorry. But I cannot allow this marriage to happen." The room swirled with disbelief and whispers. Johnny, shaking, fell to his knees. "Please, Father. The guests are all here. We've come so far. Just bless us. Let it go on." The priest looked away. "My son, I can't." Johnny rose slowly, his voice now almost a whisper. "Then I should tell you, it's too late to destroy the feelings we have for each other as Oyifie is pregnant." Gasps filled the room as the weight of the revelation settled like fog. He took her hand and began to walk out, both of them weeping. "I would rather not live than face this shame," Johnny said, his voice hollow. Then, like a breeze cutting through still air, a calm voice spoke from the doorway. "Go ahead and wed them." All heads turned.